Shalom. We'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Kadash.
It belongs to the apostles, elders, brothers that rule well, sincere brothers that's teaching the truth, men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3 of the hopeful elect. Coming out another week, the brother DeBar, we're going to set it off with an article based on the new virus out.
Yeah, right now, we're dealing with a lot of sidetrack agendas, all right? One being the releasing the classified files for UAP, all right? To stop the speculation of the disclosure of the Epstein files and this world war that we're dealing with. So they bringing up distractions. And one thing that I wanted to point out is that this virus is also another distraction that can lead to another pandemic, all right? Because they can create the virus to be more amplified than what it is. But right now, the word Hanta is what I wanted to bring up. The article in the word of Hanta in Hebrew, all right, is a Hebrew name, all right, in Israel's slang, all right, and it means, starting off, Hanta is often spelled C-H-N-T-A, like contact. Instead of Hanta, it's contact. But it's, the meaning of it is nonsense, a scam, a lie, something compelling, fake, and a colloquial term used to dismiss a story, excuse a situation as rubbish or garbage, all right? So they know what they're doing when they make up these things, these terminologies for situations. Just like the CVID, the CVID, right?
Right.
It was an old term, what is it? Individuals, virus for individuals, if I'm not mistaken. So they use code words to try to put us in that spell, all right?
But they kind of tell you, what they're doing through the meaning of like the word, because Esau had to tell you what they're doing.
Right.
What they got something called the method of revelation, and under the method of revelation is that they had to reveal to the people what they're doing, but they do it in code. So that way they can't, we go to the Most High, like they be like, well, you can't say we didn't tell them. You can't say we didn't warn them. You can't say we didn't give them a chance or a shot, or we didn't put it in their face. They just chose us. So, sometimes they get up there and straight up blatantly tell you. But this is a quick precept. This Matthew 24:6. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what you see now, right? And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And like you said, the pestilences, and in earthquakes, not to get off topic, but in diverse places, the East Coast recently had an earthquake.
That's right.
And prior to that, it was another, they starting to have like little tremors, and guess what? They're getting more and more violent. And one thing about the East Coast, they got a lot of buildings. So imagine like a 7.0 on the Richter scale hit New York or some shit like that with them tall ass buildings and these different, imagine one of these glass buildings just like shattering and all that glass, the thick ass glass from high up just come down, slicing people to shreds and shit like that. But that's the times we in. But it says what? Famine and pestilences.
That's right. And these plagues is orchestrated through these devils, but ultimately the Lord gonna allow it because ultimately 2/3 in these other nations are gonna be done away with, and these are the judgments that's gonna happen to them. All right. So even though they got their hand on it, the Lord allowed these scientists and the Smiths to create these diseases, all right? And these plagues is meant to come, all right? And speaking of the 10 plagues, we'll bring up a chapter in Exodus where Moses was commanding the Pharaoh to let the people go, all right? So this is Exodus chapter 1, chapter 5, verse, I'm gonna start from 1.
Let me get it.
All right.
Exodus 5 and 1. The book of Exodus chapter 5 verse 1. And after Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus said the Lord God of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness.
Right, so these commandments was brought on to the Pharaoh with speaking to him in concern of YAHAWAH, telling him to let his people go. All right, so he said they got to let go so they could give a feast onto him in the wilderness.
They couldn't properly serve him in that captivity.
Right.
Just like here, we can't properly serve the Lord like how we supposed to, with all these laws and bullshit restrictions and all of that.
Right, read it on.
Verse 2, and Pharaoh said, what is, Salaki, and Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go.
Right, so he's being prideful, saying, God, I don't know y'all God. Why should I let them go? All right, so the Lord got to make an example and show him. All right, so he's saying, oh, okay, I don't know him, so why should I let him go? So the Lord got to make an example. So read it on.
And they said, the Lord God of the Hebrews have met with us, let us go. We pray thee 3 days' journey into the desert and sacrifice unto the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword.
That's right. So the pestilence is another way of saying these plagues, man. So they have a fear of the Lord, but they don't have enough fear to let them go until the very end. And the very end was with the plague, which is the death plague. All right? When he seen that he's willing to sacrifice not only his people, but also the firstborn of the children of Egypt, then he realized how serious shit is. So these plagues is serious. When they start seeing their people fall off too, even though they're making up these damn diseases, their people gonna fall by the sword too. And that sword is a judgment by the Most High to allow them to create these plagues. All right. So these things is coming to pass, even though they think that they're manufacturing it. All right. And it's gonna affect their own people. Because the first people that was contacted with that was DJ E and his people. Now they're under quarantine right now, all right? So they don't mind knocking their own people off in the process, but ultimately these things gotta come to pass because this is the Lord's judgment. And it gets spread out of control even though they got their hands on it, you understand?
Esau will call it collateral damage.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, like I said, the Lord will make it spread more than the numbers that they was expecting. All right, because they got an expectancy of how many people they want to wipe out. It's on the Georgia Guidestone. And,
500 million.
Yeah.
But the earth got like 8 billion people. So that's what, they want to take out what, 7.5 billion people.
Yeah.
And everything they do go back to population, because that, you gotta remember, they try to mimic, not to select you, not to cut you off, but they try to mimic the Most High. Because when the Most High put the commandments on the tablets with Moses, because remember did you come with us? We went, no, you ain't come, but we went to the Georgia Guidestone, and basically they got blown up. I think which the leaks probably blew them up because people kept going over there, and it was supposed to be like a secret hidden spot in central Georgia where it's at, because it's like away from everything in the cornfields and all of that. And the top commandment, then the first thing it says is maintain humanity under 500 million.
Yeah. And in the Denver airport, it speaks of the population. The Denver airport speaks of population control.
The Lord probably like, let me make these motherfuckers find these shit so they can get the fuck
Oh, shit, you found them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
what's up.
rejoicing.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, Yeah, man, the Lord ain't playing, man. Y'all people gonna be put to death for y'all wickedness, all right? And it may be through the hands of DJ E, all right? But this is a false flag that they starting out by creating it, all right? Simply because the word Hanta is the meaning of it is fake, all right?
Like falsified.
Yeah, or a lie. So they're doing things, and one of the victims or the people who contracted it, he's on the news saying that he's being quarantined, but 3 years ago he was in the same video.
Crisis act.
Yeah, he's a crisis actor. He was on video talking about the CVID, all right, him being contracted with it. So what's the coincidence in that you're involved with another outbreak, all right? Same guy, and now he's talking about a different disease.
You done with this? Or
Yeah, no, I'm done with that.
I got a precept. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
That's right. And those devices is those chemicals that they're playing with. All right, they already use it to control the growth and development of human beings with the foods that we eat, and it's going to be also their biological weapons for when it comes down to the plagues with the diseases.
Right, so you get into that word devices, it goes into the word plans or schemes. You know, we not ignorant of his plots, his plans, his schemes that he's running on the average person in society.
Go back to it, the meaning for that also scam. It says nonsense, a scam, a lie, or something completely fake.
Right.
Right. So when you manufacture something, it's not organic. Right. It's fake. So they come in, the disease is real, but they could tweak it to make it a catastrophic level. Right now they're trying to water it down, but the Lord could tweak it to make it more of an outbreak, more than what they expected. But what they did was create that for a sidetrack. All right, all these other main issues we got. All right, they're about to cut down on food stamps, so they'll water that down, with y'all being worried about a disease. So when they hit you with that food stamp glitch, you don't know what to do. All right, this war is still picking up. All right, just because he's meeting with China, DJE, he's meeting with China, that doesn't mean that the war is over.
Right.
They still dealing with globalism, but they still got to tackle the fact that these other nations are not looking at Babylon as the major power no more. They're looking at them as a people that could be stepped to. All right? No more shall you be called tender and delicate.
Right.
So this sidetrack is just one out of many, but the main issue is the MOTB and World War III. All right? They're going to step up. Go ahead, brother, please. They're going to step up with the UAP issue as well. Right now, keep your eyes open on that Hanta and see the things that they're throwing out there that you can see is orchestrated.
Yeah, and it's based off of them using these different viruses and shit to control its population control. Not just to kill, not just population control as far as in numbers, but also to push the quarantine people. See, just like the projects, like with Jake, they set up the projects as because project really go back into the word experiment, right? So they set up the projects to push Jake all into one area, because when you trapped inside a building, it's more easier to manage people if they were spread out. Remember the brother Karash, the military brother?
Yeah.
He was telling us in the military, we never walk. He was like, yo, you see how we walking all close together right now? We like, yeah. He said, we could easily get picked off because we all together in a tight group. He said in the military, they told us to walk like 20 feet from each other. And that way, if somebody was to start shooting, it'd be hard for them to kind of like hit all of us, or if one of us stepped on a landmine or something, it won't blow all of us up. And I was like, damn, that's some heavy shit. And Esau come with them same type of tactics to where he put everybody grouped up in one spot, in one building, one area, and that's why these cities so congested. You know what I mean? And got so many people piled up into one spot and piled up into one place because it's easy to manage. They showed you that in the movie The First Purge, the one that was done in Staten Island, because they was able to go up in them projects where Jake was at, and they was all quarantined and like just how Brownsville is. And brother familiar with Brownsville and that East New York area, especially the bottom of like East New York, like where your hood at. It's nothing but buildings on top of buildings and buildings. So Esau could just quarantine that whole perimeter and just lock that whole shit down because everybody is spread out in one. I mean, everybody is piled up in one spot.
Right. And if you check it out, the disease was first contacted in a congested space on a cruise ship, where they all stuck together and they like, you ain't going nowhere. And we can affect as many as we want on this cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely orchestrated a plan to, if they want to make the outbreak spread, that's the perfect place for it. All right.
Right,
And
which is
New
what?
York City is another congested place. All right. People, you ain't getting 6 feet walking through Manhattan. I just walked through Manhattan, 34th Street to get here, and I tell you, people bump into you, people coughing, sneezing, inches away from you. So if they want, they could really turn this shit up for their purposes. But it's ultimately for the Lord's purpose too, because these people that's gonna die is not by their call. These people will get in this judgment put on them by the Most High. All right, so they may look at it as collateral damage in that they projected these numbers, but as well, the Lord projected these numbers too, because He makes alive and He kills. All right, He's the creator of good and He's the creator of evil. So just because they're the instrument that's being used to bring this about, ultimately it's the Lord's judgment that's bringing it out.
On the right hand side, but I mean on the left hand side, but it's all His purpose through the right hand, which is who? YAHAWASHI. Because it's all written, you know. But this Zephaniah 3 and 8, because what the brother just described, or what we both was talking about, was actually a war tactic. What they doing, because they mimic the right hand, which is who? YAHAWASHI. Because what YAHAWASHI is going to do, He's not going to pop up and chase these armies all up. Imagine if the Lord popped up in America, smashed their army. What the other armies of the earth going to do? They're going to scatter and run into different areas and parts of the earth. So what the Lord said He's going to do, Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait upon me, said the Lord, until the day I rise up to the prey. Who's the prey? Esau. Because that's the main one who's in America. They targeted for destruction. Right? For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. So peep that out. He got them gathered together in the valley of Jehoshaphat to go fight each other. And when they all gathered in one spot, then that's when He pop up on them and annihilate everybody. And that's where Esau get these, a lot of that guerrilla warfare and all that, they stole from Gad anyway. They got them tactics and shit from Gad anyway. Or like, you got a lot of roaches in your house. What you do? You wait, you put something on the floor, wait till they all hover around it and gather in one spot, and you turn the lights on and you just raid all the motherfuckers. Instead of just trying to hit one here, hit one there. Because a lot of them roaches, they scout roaches that you see that out, and they got antennas, and they, because really a lot of them hide, like the nest be like in the wall and shit like that. Yeah. But if you could get all of them to congregate or gather at one spot or one food source, and you turn that light on and you able to raid their ass in one spot, but that's what the Lord gonna do to the armies of the earth.
That's right. 2/3 of you gonna be in those armies too, because don't forget, the Israelite foreigners, y'all in all these other nations as well. So even though you may think you are these heathen nations, you being wicked, you're gonna be sought out that way as well. The Lord gonna find a way to judge y'all or get to y'all one way or the other. All right. Y'all will be sought out. Go ahead.
I got a precept. This is Isaiah 45:6. That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahawah and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahawah, do all these things.
That's right. So even though, you know, like I said, y'all other nations is behind this wickedness, y'all be in control, all right? The Lord said that he's going to use the smith for the weapons of his indignation, all right? So these things is going to come to pass, and like I said, y'all sit down at the round table, and y'all think of these plans, but y'all don't know that Yahawah is the ultimate orchestrator of all y'all plans, all right? So y'all come with these divine, intricate ways to control the population and this and that, but guess what? Yahawah's behind it. And quick precept in Zechariah, we'll bring it out for me, bro. Zechariah 13:8. I know we're speaking about these other nations, but 2/3 of y'all gotta hear this as well, man. Because y'all know in the teaching that we bring out that y'all Israel and y'all gonna be spared in the kingdom, but y'all gotta go through some judgment.
Right. And it's Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
In all the lands, all right? It ain't just America. Y'all gonna be fighting in those wars in the battle with Jehoshaphat, man.
Yeah, which is in the Hebrew, YAHAWASHI, which is the Lord's judgment.
That's right. So y'all that's the Lord's judgment. Y'all gonna be involved in that, man. You're gonna see some Russians that look like Nikolai Dragov.
Drago.
Dragov. I was about to call him.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
What's the other guy who used to fight with
Apollo Creed?
Nah, the wrestler who used to fight with Iron Sheik. Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna see dudes that look like Nikolai Volkov, but they're gonna be Israelites getting put to death. Alright? You're gonna see people that look like Iron Sheik. Fuck the Volkov Hulk Hogan. He's gonna be an Israelite getting put to death in the battle of Yahawah, man. Alright? So just know that 2/3 of you people gonna be cut off of all the lands. Alright? Our people, there ain't no escaping, man. We know 2/3, we know that these other nations are gonna be destroyed and done away with, but the Lord got plans for y'all too, man. Right?
And then you still got Jake joining the military to this day.
Right.
Niggas is stupid.
You like, yo, I know black, I'm Dominican. I know black. You still Israel, man. And because you got that mind state, you're gonna be done away with, man, because you're being wicked. You thinking that being black is a curse.
Wow.
You understand? So y'all gotta be done away with, man. Y'all gotta be put to death.
And reborn and retaught.
That's right.
Rebirth, basically recycled. You know what I mean?
And the Lord is using these other nations' hand and part of getting rid of y'all, man. All right? Who do you think the virus is going to hurt the most? Like the brother was bringing out in the projects. Because y'all all squished together.
Yeah.
All right? Where else you think it's going to hurt at? These big populated cities. That's what they experimenting with. Oh, there's 3 cases in New York. Those 3 cases going to turn to 3,000 cases, man.
Like that.
With the flick of a switch.
Yeah.
Congested trains, right? Subway
And
system.
them trains be nasty,
Yeah.
man. Them trains be nasty as hell.
That's what they gonna put
Especially
their
the
lab
New York
rats.
trains, man. That's some nasty ass places, man. As
Right.
far as germs and pathogens and shit like that, man. That's
Once the homeless get infected, it's a wrap. Cause they flooded all through the MTA train system, man. And they don't care. They cough on you, sneeze on you, sit right next to you, lay on the same seats as you.
And they don't clean them trains.
Nah, they don't get paid enough to clean them properly.
Not properly. They might
the proper
do a
way
little
is
brush job.
when they first, when the pandemic first came out, they used to shut the trains down at 1 o'clock to like 5 o'clock and sterilize everything with a bleach solution. They sprayed everything, every cart, every staircase. That was the proper way that you clean the train system, man. You know, but they lacked off of that. Once that pandemic dropped, they like back to the bullshit. I could go back because the workers was looking at it like, yo, man, y'all making us do extra for the same pay. Soon as the pandemic was over, man, they went back to like, fuck it. I sweep a little on each cart and that's it. No sterilizing. So this world, you know, this world got hella pay and it's a whole different collaborations of things that help and get there. All right? And the Lord gonna use your hand to do so. You don't gotta come back and he's gonna fight. All right? When they start bringing out their heavy weapons trying to fight YAHAWASHI, all right? And use all their technology. But in the meantime, he's gonna sort out his work, his dirty work, with using the left-hand side as his own heathens. All right? That's his weapons of indignation, man. You know? But
Wanna finish this?
yeah.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, I will hear them, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
That's right, that's the elect, man. All right?
And we being refined now. Meaning what? Being brought through the fire, which is what? We being tested. Because it says, I will try them. So, you know, because people are like, I'm trying. Well, trying don't mean it's effort, right? The word try means, when you go into it, the word try means to test. Like if you go to a school and you want to play for the basketball team, well, everybody want to play for the basketball team. So what the coach had, listen, only got a spot for 15 people. So what he did, what the coach had, he had tryouts. What tryouts is, I'm gonna give you the rock. I'm gonna see if you can take. If you're a team player, I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna see how well you can shoot. I'm gonna see if you're a team player. I'm gonna see if you hot-headed, you tempered. I'm gonna see if like you got hustle, you got drive. I'm gonna look at all these characteristics about you to see if you make the team or get cut. You know what I mean? So the Lord is the same way with his elect.
That's right. And trial is also trial and tribulations. All right? It's a trial. When you go to trial, you're being tested. You're on the witness stand. All right? So you're being tested in a way where that trial is a whole hardships and things that you think you can't get through. Like I was telling my Eve, like, yo, man, I go through something every Saturday that I don't go throughout the week. But that's a trial for me. Because like, can you make it? Can you do what you gotta do to get to camp to do the Lord's work? All right, so that trial and tribulation comes, seems like every Saturday, no matter what it is. It might be something that others might not look at as an obstacle, but it's an obstacle for me sometimes,
Right.
due to my infirmities. And I ask myself like, damn, dear Lord, why you taking me through there? And I get answered immediately. Like, yo, you know that his disciples were put through things that were scrutinous, right? They was going through their trials and tribulations, way worse than us.
Hey, the Lord told Ezekiel, I'm going to kill your wife and you better not mourn. Because he ain't want him to like look like weak before, because he was like, yo, basically with Israel, it was an example on how Israel was. But he told him, you better not cry when I do it. So like, God, like you gotta think like, damn, like how you you know, in your mortal mind, you be like, yo, how you telling man you about to take his wife from the planet, his wife, and you better not cry. Like you better like soldier up, like you know what I mean? Like damn, that's so like the prophets had it rough.
Right, and during the trials and tribulations of YAHAWASHI, man, they had to pick up and leave if they had families or whatever. All right, YAHAWASHI didn't even get to have a family. His whole journey was a whole trial and tribulation from the birth to the end. When he was born, he had to leave his home because he was being sought out to be destroyed.
YAHAWASHI told the man, he's like, yo, let the dead bury the dead. Man went to bury his father. He was like, nah, let the dead bury the dead.
Right.
So that tried, because when you go through the fire, man, it ain't no easy, it's not no easy course. Every man got their story to tell that's in this truth, that is labor. Some of them be more drastic than others, but it's a trial effort. You aim for effort, you'll see yourself all the way through. And we almost out of here. I don't see why you would turn back now.
Yeah.
All these trials is kicking up, man. And that's what makes you should be more, feel more to the point where you know we almost out of here. All right? Jobs, brothers is losing their jobs. All right? We're coming into an era where jobs is going to be cut in half. Amazon cutting jobs in half. All right? And that comes for hard times, man. When you lose your job, you're getting a portion of what you normally known for getting. And I'm telling my family, I got to learn how to live, tighten that belt. You ain't used to eating a can of ravioli, your ass better get used to it now. That might be all that you got in your damn refrigerator. So
see, these generation of people is weak though. You gotta remember, back in the day, black, so-called black families was big. There was the Johnsons, they was like 15 deep, 18 deep. It was no welfare. So you gotta think like, yo, people had jobs and shit, but you gotta think like, yo, how the fuck did pops and grandma and them
make it with 12
feed
kids?
like 12, 13 kids every night?
My grandma's had 12 kids, 7 daughters and 5 brothers.
Yeah, send them to school with clean clothes. How the fuck do you do that shit? Because people knew how to manage resources now. Now today, this society is so fucking wasteful with everything.
And one way that they use their resources, they make a big pot of potluck. Alright, you get you some macaroni noodles and some ground beef, make a big pot of that
Sloppy
shit.
Joe.
That's it. That's it.
Spaghetti.
Hey,
yo, we came from the era
remember
where...
Aunt Dot with the peanut butter and jellies?
Yo,
Man.
I had cereal with the canned milk. Had a Merc. No Merc. Waffles, no syrup. Jelly. No jelly. Oatmeal, no sugar. We went through that era, so y'all better learn how to tighten y'all belt, man.
And people don't know how to share now, too.
Yep. Gotta learn how to love your neighbor, man.
What the Lord say, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you check it out, people are more selfish. Give me that, men shall be lovers of themselves. What's that, Timothy, I think 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 1. Men shall be in the last days, perilous times shall come. Men shall be lovers of themselves. So man, when you get into that, man, people got more of a selfish mentality. They all out for self. Even if somebody helped you a lot of times, you think they helping you, it's like, nah, nigga, I did that. I only helped you so I can help myself do this. I ain't really want to help you. I helped you to help myself. You know what I mean? So people are more selfish nowadays, and it's crazy. But when hard times come, you gotta group up and stick together until those hard times pass, and then you could separate, and then you could break. Even the animals do it. Even like you'll have dogs or like shit, but when shit gets scarce and food is scarce, what them whales do? They hunt in pod. They call them pods. They be 20 deep in the pod, 30 deep in the pod, and they go hunting and they find strategic ways to catch, to have different food sources.
Roaches, they'll bring their food back to a whole colony. That's why they developed the poison, the combat.
Yeah.
They'll take one piece off of that combat when they crawl in there and bring it back to a whole colony and kill the whole colony. So they even have, they understand the method of one person can hunt for the whole village, you know?
Right, and
you got 2 hunters, you got more food.
He's dead now. He wound up passing on that. But he used to always say, if there's enough for one, it's enough for two. And especially because, like, especially here in America, man, you don't need all of that motherfucking food, man.
Eat 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, and not even counting snacking. They say the average American eat in between 10 to 12 times a day. And that's not talking about meals. That's just talking about putting something in their mouth. Whether it's a honey bun, some potato chips, some candy, or something like that. They say the average American is like eating like in between 10, 12 times a day.
When you study the scriptures, you'll realize that fasting is a way to cure you of that hunger spell or that gluttonous spirit.
Right.
You know, because when you fast, your spirit is being built up even more. Because you could do something that the average person can't do. Go all day or go 2 days without eating. But the more you practice doing it, the more your body, your soul in your body is thinking. Because you're getting a closer connection to YAHAWAH, all right? Because that's during the time of atonement. When you fast for that day, you feel more spiritual. You going without drinking or eating that whole 24 hours, you feel connected to the Lord. And hopefully when you put up prayers, you feel like He heard you to some extent, even more than normally.
Well, outside of modern day society, right, men hunted, right? And every time you went hunting, you wasn't guaranteed to come back with game. Sometimes you'll come back empty-handed, like, yo, we ain't get nothing. And that's why it was important to be, like, when you check men out, men are, like, not talkative, or they could be quiet at time or more silent. And that's why it's not really good to be around Eve too much, because they kind of break that peace. Because when men was hunting, you found the deer, an 8-pointed buck or something, and you had them in the range of your bow and arrow, and you was about to put it down, but the brother came back like, yeah, man, Tasha keep arguing with me, and that fucking deer take off, you gonna be like, yo, what the fuck, man? You blew the fucking, we could've ate, our whole families could've ate for fucking days off of this fucking buck. Big ass buck, he ain't see us. I had him a heart shot. I had the fucking crossbow on him. You come from behind a tree pissing, talk about how Tasha keep fucking with you. I ain't know, man. And guess what? Y'all could have been out there for hours looking for that buck. Or when you fishing, sometimes I'll be fishing. Like, you can't be like, especially if you like, if they like dead, you'll scare them off. They'll get low like, oh shit, especially if they older fish. The younger fish is more stupider. They're not as wise. But the older fish find out you hunting them and trying to catch them, they'll get low.
And animals is very keen to sound and smell. Like, they can smell you a mile away. You can't have Keisha with you smelling like Victoria's Secret. Like, yeah, I want to come with you hunting, babe.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna never catch nothing, because they gonna be out before you get one mile next to them.
A lot of them can't stay quiet long enough. Like, you can tell, like, a woman can't, a good woman might can stay quiet for 20 minutes, half an hour. But they not built to be in silence and enjoy nature and this and that. They built off of like a hive mind. They need to like express their thoughts. They need to express their feelings. So while we out there hunting, like so it paid, men had to be quiet for hours and hours and hours. And that's why other men that's real masculine, if you a type person that talk too much, especially if you talking about nothing, a lot of men that got that masculine vibe, they won't like you. They'll be like, yo, your man's a clown. Or they'll be like, yo, next time, come along, man. That dude fucking talk too much. And but people don't know that's really based off of your genetic makeup from the time when we was hunters and gatherers. Because we had to be quiet for hours and hours at a time while we hunting, so we could creep up and get as close to our prey as possible and put it down so we could bring that food back.
Sure.
Because there was no supermarkets and shit like that. Men had to get up and go get it and go hunt game.
Yeah, last week we did talk about the famine of the word, but best believe there's going to be a famine of food as well, man. So the best thing you can do is train your body to know how to go without for a period of time. All right.
Give me Ezekiel 4:9 to 13.
You don't want this Timothy?
Oh yeah. You found it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You can give me the Ezekiel 4:9.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Right, so start at 1.
That's chapter 2. This is chapter 3. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It reads, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Yeah, in the last days, perilous, meaning dangerous times shall come. And that's the times we live in. You know, dangerous, we don't.
All right. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Right, for men shall be lovers of them own selves. So that's the main point I wanted, that men shall be, that's twofold. So that gets into homosexuality, right? As far as gender, and that also gets into selfishness. You know what I mean? Because on a homosexuality tip, that's running rampant now. Even women today is like where all the men went. All the men turned into sodomites. A lot of them, especially the younger generation, the Gen Zs and the generation, I forgot after them, I think they call them Generation Alpha, after them. So a lot of them turned into sodomites. So these women is the main ones who egg these men on to be sodomites. So now that you're looking for a solid man, you can't find one. And where they go, half of them, especially the Israelite man, most of them dead in jail, or that sodomite spirit has taken them out. And the sodomite ain't trying to deal with no woman. That's like an abomination. Like the type spirit on him, that's an abomination for him to deal sexually with a woman. So it says what? Men shall be lovers of themselves on that level, but then you have men shall be lovers of themselves as far as selfishness. Meaning people are going to be all out for self and self-gain. And people are going to become more cutthroat. And if they could take advantage of you, know what I mean, in any type of way, if they could take advantage of you or get over on you or keep something to themselves, they'll do it. Right? Because that's the type mentality. And the reason I brought this out from what we were saying about families, one thing about families back then, family knew how to share. You know what I mean? Family knew how to, I wish I had the Zondervan on, but family knew how to, because when you go on the share and break with bread with your brother. But nowadays, family is more selfish. And what the Lord say, a man's foe shall be they of his own household. Now, I mean, those like one of some of your biggest enemies and rivals. What, your own family members.
Sit up there, freeload off you, man. They got their own money, but use your resources, all right?
Or they'll act like they in help or need or something, and they got it, but they don't want to spend their shit, so they'll ask you for yours, spend your shit, and then spend their shit later, but when you need something, they act like they ain't got it.
And that's why the scriptures teach
That's
us to
some
be humble,
foul
man.
shit, man.
Be charitable.
Niggas.
You know?
Fucking
Yeah.
niggas.
Yep. And those gonna be the main people knocking on your door. And don't let it be gang activity where you live, but they ain't gonna be knocking on your door. They gonna be kicking in your door,
Yeah.
waving the 4-4. Right? So these are the things, perilous times, man.
And then people, my mother friend and shit, see, people not in tune with the scriptures. This nigga got a little apartment or whatever. First thing he did was throw a housewarming. I'm like, yo, that housewarming shit is play the fuck out. First of all, people don't bring real gifts. They bring bullshit gifts. And people just coming over to see what your shit look like, see if you got extra room, right? See if you got extra space, see what type tea, like, they trying to see how you came up and how you living it. Yo, and they gonna go back and gossip. I ain't talking about women, niggas too. They gonna go back and gossip. Yo, you know Mike got the, he got the high ceilings in his shit, and they gonna go snoop around. Hey, I could use the bathroom.
Got the 80-inch TV screen.
Go to the bathroom upstairs. They gonna snoop around your shit, look in your shit, and they gonna scope your shit out to see what you got in there, what type extra space you got. So they be like, oh, all right, if I need a place to crash, or if I need a place to come over, I could just come over here. You can't tell me you ain't got it, cause nigga, I saw the extra room. Know what I mean? And people just scope your shit out. They see the TV. Oh, that TV gotta cost like $3,000 or $4,000. He could have got one for $700. But that brand, oh, you must. They be like, oh, you must got some money. They look to see what other people gave you. Who bought you that? Aunt Belinda gave me this. Oh, Aunt Belinda must got something. So it's just a bunch of nigga shit.
That's how Pop Smoke got killed.
Doing
People
housewarmings.
looking at his shit, he's showing off his crib. They came while he was going live or some shit.
Yeah.
Showing his shit off. Jake always want to show off, and they don't know that the streets is watching, man. Niggas is gossiping. You know? Waiting for you to make the first mistake.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z lyrics.
One nom and uno. Never let one else know
How
how
much
much
dough
dough
you
you hold. Cause you know that cheddar breeds jealousy, especially if that man fucked up. Get your ass stuck up. So, but people is in the, you know, it's a tricky world, because people is in the self, and it said men shall be lovers of themselves, and what people take with their pictures. It's called selfies, right? So people are in the inflated ego, attention, hunger, attention, thirst world, but at the same time, they in the grimy ass world. So the griminess mixed with the attention, thirst, both of them is enemies of each other. So while you out here trying to get attention and be a celebrity and record everything that you doing, you still got the sharks circling. And a lot of people don't have all this shit that they say. You know what some people do? They see a Lamborghini parked on the side of the road, right? And then they'd be like, they'd take pictures with the fucking Lamborghini. Like, yeah, man. And they'd be like, yo, you got a knot, you got a knot, you got a knot, you got a knot. Let me borrow all y'all knots. And he'll hold it up in the picture. Because when you look online, it's crazy. It's like online, everybody is everybody is rich. But in reality, everybody is broke. All of their fun raps, when I see them in the street, I don't see none of that. Damn, Playboy, where the fuck is the Hummer at? Where's the platinum shit? Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the fuck you done in there? Hey, yo, but online, everybody's a millionaire. Because people got inflated egos. People got a bunch of inflated egos, and they live in fantasy. You able to be whoever you want to be on the internet, and you get this false illusion. But grab that famine precept. Ezekiel 4:9, Bible push up.
Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9. Take thou also unto thee wheat, and barley, and beans, and lentils, and millet, and fetches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon the side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day.
Right, so he's saying, look, it's going to be a time like going into dealing with the Babylonian captivity. You're going to, and this is what, modern day Babylon, so how much more here? This Babylon the Great. So he said what? You shall eat thy meat by what? Weight. And if you don't, You a goddamn fool. Like if you don't know how to like say,
Portion this shit out.
right, like if you don't know, and not to push chicken patties or nothing like that, but I'm gonna use it for example. If you buy a bag of chicken patties for like $18 and you don't know how many fucking chicken patties is in that bag, you slipping. Because it's like, yo, all right, it's 4 of us. It's 18 chicken patties in this bag. Hey, that's how grandma and them used to do. They used to set your shit off. They wouldn't let you drink all the apple juice. They'd tell your ass to get some water.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? They'd be like, no, hell no, drink some water. I want some juice. They'd give your ass one little cup shot of juice. You know, you a little nigga, 9, 10 years old, but you ain't get no fucking just constantly drinking all the juice. Even if it was a big ass picture of Kool-Aid, you wasn't there. Tell your ass to drink some water. So you had to. It said you would eat food by measure. You know what I mean? So you were basically you would be like, yo, hey, they do that now. I never saw this. I went to go get me a cold cut sandwich from the bodega. Before they used to just cut the meat and just put it on a sandwich. This nigga cut it, this shit, put it in the bowl, weighed it, and then he cut one more small piece and weighed it, and then made the sandwich. Because, but think about it, that's economics. If he said this whole turkey cost me $100, the whole slab, and it weighed 20 pounds. If I cut 1 pound of meat out of this whole thing, I could get 20 sandwiches at 1 pound. But and if for 20 sandwiches I charge $7 a sandwich, that's that's $140. So I'll come up $40 per turkey pound I made. And you like, but if you don't do that in your own surroundings, you're gonna be in the poorhouse. Right. Right. But Americans, hey man, these nigga women, these hippopotamus bitches, you ain't about to do that with them. They don't you know crabs is like $100 a dozen?
They load up on that shit.
And you can't even get full off of that shit.
Before the end of the month, you'll be looking crazy.
Yo, food stamps already last. Food stamps, I know from hood niggas I've been around, food stamps only last to the 20th. Say you got them on the 1st. You got about 3 weeks. Food stamps never lasted the whole 4 weeks. Even when shit was sweet. Around that last week, from like the 25th, that shit was dry. The 23rd, the 25th, you would have to struggle them few days out until they reload up on that motherfucker.
Right now, they trying to make you work for your food stamp. So,
but it's no jobs.
They want you to work for free. You only getting volunteering.
Volunteering, right.
For your food stamps that you was getting for free already.
Damn.
So you're gonna see a lot of big backs losing weight. They gotta get up.
Them bitches gonna be mad. The monster, they ain't gonna lose no weight. Guess who they gonna eat? They gonna eat you.
They gonna bring back $40 pussy.
Eat your ass. Hey yo, that's what the scriptures talk about. The scriptures go into that cannibalism. That's what happened in 70 AD with Masada. What's that in Deuteronomy? They shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
And Lamentations too.
Yeah, like they going, listen, man, them big Shirleys ain't playing. You think Big Shirley gonna miss a meal or two?
You know what? McDonald's is serving human meat, so they gonna be used to that shit.
Yeah,
they used to it already.
And one effect of eating human flesh is the shakes. I forget what they call it. That's why in the book of Eli, when he went into that house, they tried to serve him, but their hands was shaking.
Yeah.
And that was from what? Cannibalism. Eating, when you consume another body, it gives you like the shakes. Your hands, it gives you the tremors. You know what I mean? And that's why they was doing that, because they was capturing people, killing them, chopping them up, and eating them.
That's another way conflict control diverts the attention from the real problems that we got. They didn't say that the government shutdown was over. All right, so we still living in that danger is looming over our heads, but they got you worrying about ATHA, or got you worrying about, SNAP benefits, that they're not telling you that, y'all could be in immediate danger right now. All right, y'all one day from shutting down what martial law is declared, because these crises with the funds, American currency is on its way out of here, and when that's on its way out of here, you're gonna have to deal with martial law. Right now, Cuba is dealing with martial law. All right, sanitation system is shut down. All right, so their food supply is short, so they living in famine right now. All right, their streets is full of garbage and waste. But because it's a small country, we don't think about that happening here, but it's gonna happen, and it's happening.
Hey, look at Spirit Airlines. They just shut down Spirit.
Airlines.
I hated the motherfuckers anyway. You know what I mean? And they not bad to get on, but like, if you're going like a short distance, like to Atlanta or something like that, I wouldn't recommend them for long trips. But they shut down Spirit.
Major airline.
Right, and that's probably what they hustle. We getting the gas at this price. We able to charge this price. We able to do this. They shut that shit down. I'm surprised Frontier ain't go with them.
They nuts.
Because both of them was like kind of like lined up together.
Or JetBlue.
JetBlue.
All these things coming down the pipeline. You never know. All right, so y'all got things to look forward to that they trying to sidetrack you from knowing or being aware of.
Right.
You know?
Finish that. It said, you shall eat thy meat by what? By measure. Read on.
Verse 11. Thou shalt drink also water by measure.
By water by measure, because don't think. See, I smarten up. I got me a water filter, and it's portable. You know what I mean? A portable water filter. You know, the brother put me up on it in Maryland. You know what I mean? And the big Berkey. Hey, don't plug up. You could take it with you. Now, of course, it's kind of heavy. It's like about 20 pounds. But like this lake behind us, you can't drink this water. But if you put it in the filter with them activated charcoal bars inside, you give it about 2-3 hours, it'll filter out the water and you have drinking water. Because guess what? Water is like, even the bullshit, the Siny, the Poland Spring, that shit is expensive. Regular water.
And you trusting Esau to give you that, but they could be giving you polluted water. They just put it in a bottle and say, here, this is refined water.
Right.
And they do a test on those different companies.
With the strips and all that.
Yeah,
They
you only
be
got
acidic.
like 2 companies that give you pure water. And I think that's Deer Park and maybe the mineral water, maybe, like the power, what's that one with the black top?
Essentia.
Essentia.
Yeah.
But that's mineral water. You gonna pay a lot more.
Oh, that Fiji.
Yeah, the Fiji is good.
Yeah.
But all the other ones is acidic, man. You might as well drink this.
The faucet water.
Yeah.
They say even certain cities, faucet water is more healthier than certain bottled water. You
I
better
heard that about Brooklyn.
Huh?
I heard that about Brooklyn.
Yeah, they said not everywhere, but certain cities, they faucet water is better.
Yeah, man, they be lying to y'all, man. All right, these distractions is put in place to keep y'all low and dumbed down. All right, so you want to go and seek the Lord. But the scripture says, seek the Lord while he may be found. All right? The time is coming where, the gates of repentance is going to be closed, man. So y'all see us now, and y'all hear the Lord's word now, but it's going to be a time where y'all ain't going to see us no more.
They don't see us no more now because where we used to be. We used to be on on the highways. Now we in the hedges. It's still people back here, but what's the chance of running into us? Unless you want some workout shit. And it's a Saturday. The average person ain't on no workout shit on no Saturday. Not on no, and we come out early. The average person is a weekend warrior. Look that term up when you get a chance. Weekend warrior. That's basically somebody who live like a work life, but in the weekends they transform and wow the fuck out. So a lot of people just waking up from last night, to be honest, like, oh man, let's get some lunch. Like, yo, my head. Then they eat around now, they get ready, and they get ready to go back out tonight. Party.
I got it.
Yeah, weekend warrior.
The term weekend warrior refers to someone who crams hobbies, intense physical activities, or social outings into the days off, usually weekends, after having a sedentary or strict work schedule during the work week.
Yeah, so basically they like programmed slaves, right? They work, yes master, right? Then when the weekend come, they just, it's Friday! It's Friday! And right, and they're just wild the fuck out and serve Satan Friday night. And that's what they're saying. Thank God it's Friday, right? TGIF. Then Saturday come, which goes back to Saturnalia, which was like a Roman festival, right? So and Saturday it comes tonight. They're wild out, judgment. Then they'll wake up Sunday, and then they might do their laundry or something like that, run a few errands, right? And cool out and get ready for Monday work week. Then when Friday night come back again, and that's what Esau, they came up with that term, weekend warriors.
They let you sit around and think that that's cool, but you condemning yourself instead of doing the Lord's work or observing the Sabbath or something. Y'all out ready to party and serve Satan.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of shit, a lot of judgment happened on Friday night, Saturday night.
Yep.
A lot of people got whacked and killed on them weekends. Do shit happen during the week? Yeah, of course. But a lot of judgment happened on that Friday night and that Saturday night. And in between them two 24-hour periods, people be getting judged, man. You know?
What we're doing right now is the Lord's work on a Saturday. All right? We dedicate our time to give towards the Lord. And when you're done doing that, then, hey, go and do what you do. Right. At least you could dedicate.
The Lord is just due.
Yeah. We don't actually do this 7 days a week.
Hey, man, the Lord is merciful. He said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And what he mean by easy, it means you go into that word easy, it means manageable. So the Lord gonna make you serving him manageable. He's gonna make it to the point where, like, to serve him and do what you need to do for him. He ain't gonna make it impossible or like, there's no way I can do that. How you expect me to do? Nah, if the Lord dealing with you, he gonna pave a way out for you to serve him. You know?
He said, my laws is not grievous.
Yeah, but people act like it is. Like, man, cut it the fuck out. Because compared to how the apostles came up during the One West era, they had way more coming up under High Priest Ariana. They had like way more restrictions on them to come to class, martial art class, go to the library, look up this, do that, this and that. It was like more strenuous to be in the truth at that time than now. Even camp, look at camp. Brothers used to camp 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours. We still be out there. We come out around 12 noon and close at 9 at night. And this in the summertime, so it gets dark later. We still out there talking to people, bringing out the word. But now with the Lord in the main and chief place of concourse. But now with the Lord got us at, he got us in the cut, in the park, in the bushes, by the lake, right? Away from people. And guess what? The camp is only what? An hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes it might hit 3 hours. It might. Brothers come out, drop the word, drop a few prophecies. Boom, we out of there. And that's how the Lord showed. He gradually taking his word from the earth.
And on the left-hand side, Satan got your ass out there all day trying to move some rocks or hustle some weed for a little bit of change. You living wickedly because when you selling drugs, you're selling them to your own people more than likely. All right? Being a witch, and the Lord said, I shall not suffer a witch to live. So you living wickedly, sitting up there thinking that, oh yeah, I make easy money. You ain't making no easy money. You standing on the block, you in a trap house, you risking your life. They got people called spot rushers, right? And they look forward to running in your spot.
It's too many cameras and shit and all of that now.
Retail law.
Yeah, it's too much. The way the technology is, like if you out here selling drugs on the corner and doing dumb nigga shit, you just asking to get locked the fuck up. Like for real, because right now the game been rigged. But the way that how rigged the game is now, you got cars with the 360 cameras on them that's parked. I'm not talking about that's moving. While they parked, they got the 360 cameras on them. So you might stick somebody up by this car and think you got away with it. And, you know, they check the street cameras and be like, oh, that Tesla was here. Find out who owned that Tesla. See if we could pull up the 360 camera. And most people, when the police ask them, especially a civilian, like, you mind if I see your cameras? They're going to say, yeah. They ain't going to tell them no. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, officer. Only, like, hood niggas think, like, fuck the police. Now, I ain't saying the police is righteous. But that mentality, like, cause street code is stupid as hell when you really look at it. You know, like their definition of snitching, like if I look out my window and see you rob my neighbor and the police come and I knew it was you and I told on you, that ain't snitching. Snitching deals with betrayal. That means me and you decided to rob a bank. I got away, you didn't. But in order for you to get less time, you got to give me up and point me out and take the stand on me. That's snitching because we both was in the wrong. You knew the risk, I knew the risk. I didn't get caught, you did. That's what that song, Jay-Z, it was all good just a week ago. You wasn't fast enough to jump over the hedges with me. You got caught. Now I told you save your money, now you somewhere crying for bail. And now you get bitter and want to hang your man that got away to get off less time, and both of y'all was in the wrong. That's snitching, and that's dishonorable and wrong. But like the saying go, there's no honor amongst thieves. Why would you expect a grimy ass street nigga to do something honorable like that and not tell him? If he could come, you think if he could come home from 15, 20 years and just do 3 or just come home, period. Sometimes they sign for immunity. Look, we give you immunity, just give us him. The average person, they gonna do that. But these dumbass niggas think, I can't believe he told on me. Well, all y'all niggas some grimy ass niggas. What you mean you can't believe he told on you? All y'all niggas is wolves. You think he gonna do some honorable shit like that when Esau come down with the hammer? Offering football numbers? And what they say, the first one, them deals don't stay on the table neither. They be like, listen, the first one who cooperates, get the deal. We not giving deals to everybody. So if you don't want to, we coming to you, Johnson. You want to talk? Because we'll give the deal to James.
You talking? They show you that shit all the time in the first 48.
Get them niggas a happy meal and be in there talking.
The captain said we can't pass deals to everybody. So 2 of y'all get the deal. The deal is probation. You get to go home, but 5 years probation. We just need you to tell us everything. We coming to you first. Do you want the deal? And sometimes
Bring me a Big Mac and a can of Pepsi.
Yeah.
I talk.
And a cigarette.
I ain't telling on nobody from Harlem.
I'll give you a couple niggas down in DC.
Yo, niggas so wicked. When he went to DC, they shot him.
Yup.
And they said, you snitch ass nigga when they shot him. But that was just a fucking movie. But that's how much niggas is into that fabricated street bullshit. They took the literal movie so personal when they saw him. They really viewed them as that type of fucking person.
He's glorified as a legend, but bro, that lifestyle, you rarely get people that live out that luxury life more than 10 years. So you ain't even promised 10 years in that game. So why you doing that?
What DMX say? Just let me get a 5-year run. If I don't make it, then fuck it, let me die near a gun.
See that?
So like that song on Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh. I gotta make a move and make it soon. Come on, let's get that money. But yeah, but he said like, yo, I just need a 5-year run in the streets. But like, yo, the way, see, back then Satan would give you that. He might give you more than that.
Maybe
but the
even
way
10,
Satan
but
playing now,
nah, you ain't getting 5 years, you ain't getting 2 years.
the way Satan ain't even hooking niggas up. You got niggas who sell drugs, ass and working niggas for money. And it's like, yo, nigga, I thought you. What Scarface said, the penitentiary chances that I take should be able to get me the mansion on the lake. And you would think that's the risk people taking, but people risking their lives for fucking crumbs. And Satan not giving them the crumbs, he hanging them.
Y'all risking your life for re-up money.
Yep.
Give me that Isaiah 52. You have sold yourself for naught. Still hold that Ezekiel, because I want to finish that family. But y'all niggas, like, you did all of that for what? What did you gain? What did you get out of that? Nothing. Nothing. Wasted, just threw your whole fucking life away for dumb shit. And that's what, when shit happen to niggas and they get jammed up, sometimes you feel remorseful for Jake and sympathy. But after a while, you be like, man, fuck that. Good for them niggas. Because I know they seen the prophets. They seen us on the YouTube. And brothers told them to repent. They probably would scoff and wave their hand. And the judgment come down the pipe later.
Isaiah 52.
And 1, yeah.
Awake, awake. Put out thy strength, O Zion.
What is thy strength? The word. This what makes us strong. This would give us the power to go on. This would give us the will to keep fighting. The word of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and faith behind it. Read on.
Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garment.
Right, and it ain't talking about these, but it's talking about what? The word. Because the Lord said what? Who was in his wedding without a garment? It was somebody that didn't have a garment. Then he also said, blessed is he who keepeth his garment, at least he shall walk naked. You ain't got to get it, but Revelation 16:15, you know, meaning what? Stay within the boundaries of his truth, you know.
Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Read on.
Shake thyself from the dust, arise.
Meaning come out of that confused state. Like when you fighting somebody and you on the ground, he kicking your ass, and you got some sand or dust there, and you might pick it, throw it in his face, and it blinds him. And when he blind, he confused. Right? He don't know where you at. Like Van Damme when he fought in Bloodsport. When Bolo threw the shit in his face. That was the dust. So the dust represents what? The confusion. You know what I mean? That you in a confused state. And that's what our people are. They in Christianity, they in Islam. One nigga I know, he joined every blood sect there is. Every time you look up, this nigga different. He wouldn't turn Crip, but he'd be like, yo, I'm Paru now. 2 years later, I'm G-Shine now. 2 years later, I'm 9-3 now. 2 years later, I'm back to Paru. It's like, goddamn. Then it's like, yo, I ain't with none of that shit. I'm Muslim now. and shit, and you like, yo, nigga, like, so, like, what?
Double-minded man is unstable
in all his ways. And that's Jake, though. What did the curse say? Thou shalt group in noonday, as the blind groupeth in darkness. Meaning you gonna be groping, meaning you trying to feel your way and find, like when you blind, you kind of, like what people do with the stick, they trying to touch and feel to see where they at, but they touching everywhere. They don't know if they gonna touch a person, they don't know if they're gonna touch a wall, they don't know if a dog over there, but they just feeling and walking and touching. And that's basically what Jake doing. They don't know which direction to go. But the Lord got the prophets out here telling you to walk in his truth. But only the elect is gonna listen, 2/3 gonna be destroyed. But go ahead.
That's right. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Well, you said, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Right.
Because what? Yeah, we still in slavery under Esau, but Esau got a different type of slavery on us, right? He got us more under like a mental type of slavery. Just like a dog, right? When you get a dog, you got to walk him on the leash. But when you train that dog, you can walk him off the leash. You can let him go. And he'll still always come back to you or stay in a certain perimeter because his mind is trained. They got also something like a game fish is northern pike, right? They got something called the pike effect. So under the pike effect, they had a glass wall. They had a big pike like around 2 feet on one side. And on the fish tank, they had a glass divider. And they put bait fish on the other side of the glass divider. The pike went to attack the bait fish to eat it. It banged his snout on the glass once. It banged it twice. It waited a while, tried to eat it again, banged it again, hit it real hard. So of course he had like a pain stimuli from doing that. So what the person did was they removed the glass from where the fish and the pike was. And the fish went right around the pike. And the pike never ate it. It starved itself to death. Showing you what? That failures at certain things, and when you condition people to do something, even if they was free or even if they had a chance to break loose, which we do through the word, they still stuck in that mentality because they used to a certain condition. And they fear growth, or they fear being hurt. So the pike, even though the fish was right there swimming around them, he never tried to eat them because he thought it was still like an illusion type wall. And he never ate again till he died.
So even when y'all think y'all walking around free, y'all mentally enslaved because y'all not getting what these scriptures.
Right. Because now it's time to begin, because what the Lord say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You know what I mean? So the Lord liberated us what? Through this truth.
That's right.
But a lot of y'all got what? The pike effect. You know, when brothers get a chance, look it up. It's called the pike effect. And that shows you the mentality of the 2/3. Hey, even when the angels opened the prison for Peter, Peter didn't walk out, but the prison been open. But he ain't really know. The angel had to like do something to let him, to show him like, yo, you free, you can go. I opened the prison for you. Like, oh shit. But sometimes people don't be knowing, like, yo, the Lord opened this up from 1970 for brothers to like, starting with Abba Bivens, like a landmark in the truth, you know what I mean, and spread it since then for brothers to get this word and be liberated through this truth through YAHAWASHI. Now the physical liberation gonna come once he shut this devil down and deliver us to the kingdom. But to be mentally liberated and to be spiritually liberated and have the shackles and bands off of it is a beautiful thing too, though.
That's right. And that's how you find that liberation through the scriptures. Because even though we living in this place dealing with captivity, we got the freedom of knowing that, the spirit of YAHAWAH, SHAM, YAHAWASHI is going to come to free us. All right? And that's still a Lord willing thing, because we not knowing for sure. But we have a strong belief that we doing things to prepare ourselves for him to save us, man.
Finish that, and we're gonna finish that Ezekiel, and then we go.
All right. So finishing off on
Loose thyself.
arise, loose thyself, O Jerusalem, from the hands of thy neck,
From the bands.
from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
And why you call us that? Because Israel stay in captivity. Why Israel stay in captivity? Because they hard-headed. And like a kid, you like, yo, you always getting your ass whipped. I mean, not by a person on the street, but your mother or your father. It's like, yo, why you always getting on punishment or getting your ass whipped by your mother? Why? Because that niggas is a rebel. And we all had a friend or got friends or had friends like that. Just like a nuisance. He's like a troublemaker, nuisance type kid.
And guess what? My friend who was like that, always running away, not listening to what his mother said, he ended up doing 10 years in jail.
And that's
So that's captivity.
Yeah.
That's a harder punishment.
Yeah.
The yoke of iron is on your neck, literally.
Right.
You know? And that's us as a people. We got the yoke of iron on our neck for being hard-headed. You know, it's a small remnant of people that are trying to listen to the Most High. But a large amount, all right, is going to be slaughtered, led to the slaughter, all right?
That's where you get the word massacre from. Oh, well, the word masses, right? When you talk about the general public, they say masses, but the word masses is short for massacre. What's a massacre? A slaughtering of a large number of group of people. But people don't even know when you call them that, that's basically what you're saying, based on prophecy. But finish that.
This is verse 3. For this saith the Lord, ye shall have sold yourselves for naught.
Right, so like I said, niggas did all this and did all these different things. You sold yourself for naught. You know what I mean? You did all that for nothing, you know?
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
Yeah, because niggas look at money. Now the scriptures do say money answers all things, but the scriptures also say riches profit not in the day of evil. And that's true. If somebody blew a bank up and it was money flying everywhere, you ain't gonna be trying to grab that money. You're gonna be trying to get the fuck up out of there. And that's on a lower scale. Like if it was hundreds of dollars of bills flying every day and this bank just exploded, you ain't gonna be like, yo, it's money. Cause you gonna be like, yo, what if another bomb go off? Or like somebody just start shooting or something. I need to get you gonna be like, man, fuck that money. Let's get up out of there. We gotta get low. Or somebody like shooting or some shit like that, and you gotta get to something. Or if it's life-threatening danger around, you ain't gonna try to risk and jeopardize your life to get to some gold or some silver or something like that. So it says what? Riches profit not in the day of wrath. What profit in the day of wrath, especially the Lord's wrath? Your contribution, your faith to YAHAWASHI. And even that might not be enough. You got to still hope and pray that he have mercy on you when it's all said and done. All right, finish that. That was it. Finish that, Ezekiel.
This is verse 12, Ezekiel 4 and 12. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in your sight.
Because the food that we eat now, when you look at all these different ingredients, see, that's what people don't do. They don't read the ingredients. When you turn, see, the FDA got it. See, Esau got to tell you what he put in it, even if he put it in the fine print. Because this is what people don't understand about Esau. Esau got the job and role of being a devil, but he still have to do it a certain type of way. Because then the Most High wouldn't be the Most High. He had to play the devil at a certain way he plays it, because then the people could be like, well, God, the way you let him just do anything, how you expect us to, you know what I mean? So the FDA make all these companies put all the ingredients, what they put in these different things. Now they might call it red 40, aspartame. Now you gotta look up this shit and see what it is. And that's why the Lord
Sodium
said, blessed is
glutamate.
he that readeth, and my people is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because people don't turn, and I'm mentioning you something, the more ingredients something have, the more poison it is. And the less ingredients something have, the better off you are eating. But the Lord said, told Ezekiel, mix your bread with shit. Why? Because Israel, read on, it's going to tell you.
13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Right, because amongst these heathens, our bread is defiled, meaning it got
Shit in it.
A bunch of
Poison.
shit.
Poison is shit. At least shit is fertilizer. The shit that they put in our ingredients is worse than shit.
Poison.
It don't even break down. That shit sit in your stomach like the bread, the nature's own bread. They said if you wet it and squeeze it
like a sponge.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I seen that.
preservatives. That shit is like a super chemical that they ain't telling us what it is.
And when you get the bread, when it says enrich flavor, that's when they take the natural germ out and put the preservatives in it and
Bleach
make
and
it
all
light.
that
And that shit don't break down in your system.
You know?
And that's where you get the guts and all of that from, because the shit that shit just weigh on you and clog up your arteries.
Gut rot.
Yeah.
Damn.
But read on, I think it's a little more.
14. Then said I, Lord Yahweh, behold, my soul hath not been polluted, for from my youth up even till now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came
Did you
there.
read the part? I think it said you shall eat it with care. Thou shalt eat it with care. Did you pass that part? Thou shalt and with care eat thy bread with care. It's somewhere up in there. Is it not?
Oh, no, it's just further down.
Oh, it's further down. Keep reading then. Keep reading.
All right. Or torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care.
Yeah. See, that's what I wanted. He broken our staff of bread, meaning we used to have farms and shit like that, or even a little backyard space where we grew our own shit and then bartered amongst each other. Oh, down the street, the Johnsons, they grow tomatoes. Ask them if we give them one of these watermelons, if we could get 20 tomatoes. And we'll barter shit off. That's why he said what? I broke the staff of bread amongst Jerusalem. You know what I mean? So now you gotta go, and it said they shall eat bread with what?
And they shall eat bread by weight and with care.
And with care. So now when this heavy prophetic, now when it say you eating food with care, that means you grab. I actually find myself doing this. I grab something I want to put in my body as far as eating, and I actually turn it around and read the ingredients. So I know what them cold red 40 and all that shit is.
Yellow 5.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know what them different names mean, because a lot of that shit Latin, and they be like, man, you know. Like I know what natural, when it says natural flavors, when brothers get a chance, watch the 60-minute documentary on that, but it's not actually natural flavors. But they use that term, but it's not like 100% juice. So, and you can't get around it per se, but I try to eat the shit with the least ingredient. If the ingredients list a whole fucking paragraph, I just try to stay away from that shit. If it got like a few words up there under ingredients, then I'd be like, all right, cool. But like you shall eat, you say you shall eat thy bread with care. That means before you actually buy something and eat it, you're gonna be turning it around, you're gonna be looking at the ingredients, and you're gonna be reading shit to look for certain items not items, but for certain poisons that they put in it that you're not willing to put into your body. You know, and that's why people like cancer and shit, gatting them and they have all these crazy ass diseases. People eat their way into these, and that's how Esau always done disease warfare. He controls shit through the food. People in Europe and these other countries, they outlaw GMOs and all of that. They sell Doritos in Europe, but it ain't that bullshit shit we eat here. They got their own brand and style and ingredients of Doritos. What do you think? Y'all ever heard of like a Mexican Coke? That's the one in the glass jar. Yeah, they be like, they call it a Mexican Coke, but you gotta be like, why is it a Mexican Coke? Because it's a Coca-Cola shit without all the Babylon shit put in it.
They used to use cane sugar.
Yeah.
Now they use artificial sweeteners like aspartame and shit like that.
Yeah, and that shit fuck
And they've
you
been
up.
doing that since the late 80s. So.
And one can of sugar got 1 can of soda got 45 grams of sugar. That's a lot. Like the small little cans, that's 45 grams. So brothers should try. I'm not saying, you know, brothers do what they do, but brothers should try to, like, if you do have a soda, like, do not make that shit frequent, bro, because it's a lot of, and like I said, it's not pure cane sugar, or then they got stevia. If you know about the stevia leaf, the stevia leaf is good because the glycemic index on stevia won't raise your blood sugar. So you able to enjoy something sweet without your blood sugar spiking. And that's the stevia leaf. Which could be, it's not pricey, but you will get the leaf, you'll sit it in the sun, dry it out, and you'll put it in a coffee grinder and grind it to a powder, and then you just scoop it in your coffee or your tea or whatever you do if you want to sweeten it, and it won't spike your blood sugar. But instead of Esau doing that, and you got blackstrap molasses, you got other like natural sweeteners that doesn't have like a heavy spike or influence on your blood sugar. But that's these devil food. Unless y'all brothers want to add something. All right, hey, well, with that, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. We like to give all praises to
YAHAWAH, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Rakakadash.
Until next week, Lord's willing, Shalom.
Shalom.